Another week, another vlog. Right, I'm going to be, because I'm waiting for some wool to come for the baby blanket, which I've nearly done all the squares, but I thought, well, while I was waiting for the wool to come, I would, dropping it all on the floor, I would block some of it with my blockers. So today I've ordered for the garden like a lean-to cheap thing from the range, and it's probably won't be brilliant, but I've got a gap up the side of the house. I'll insert a picture, and I'm going to put it there. It doesn't get the sun all day. It gets the sun, so I would say, sort of mid-morning for about an hour and a half, but it is still quite bright down the corner bit. So to start the seeds, because I think this year I'm going to struggle with juggling with them indoors, because the windowsill in the kitchen, I'll show you, is full of indoor plants, and then this, where I normally, by the patio door, I've now got my lounger chair, well, not my lounger chair, but my chair there so that I can look out my buffet. So, you know, I had bags of room last year, and I've just filled up the room with a load of furniture and not got the room. So, I mean, I've got the cold frame and that other little tent thing, but I want to start the seeds outside and be able to go in there. So I thought, well, I'll give it a try. It was on offer, so it's not as if it was too expensive, but I'm going to give that a go and just see how it goes. So I did do them wet and pin them in wet, but the little pins left tiny little rust marks, and I thought, well, I'm not going to be spending all that time making the blanket for it to then just have rust marks on. So that's not the option. I'm going to have to use steam instead. So yeah, it is just me blocking out. I'm going to block out the squares, and then I'm going to steam them. I did do some already steamed, because when I steam them, I can get them quite sort of flattish. But the only qualm I have with it is you do lose a bit of this. You see where that's nice and ridged. When I steam it, I tend to lose it a bit, but yeah, I'm not going to do it so that it has rust all over it. That's not an option when you spend all that time doing it. So I'm just going to pin them out. I've got 4 boards that fit together, and just because this is, as I showed you, Hayfield Bonus, which is 100% acrylic, so you have to be very careful not to melt the fibres. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I'm doing them sort of 5 blocks, which then makes them 5 inches, which is probably stretching it a bit, but that's sort of the size that I wanted. So that's all I've been doing this week, is knitting. I have ordered some core wool to needle felt a horse. I told you that it would eventually come back if I didn't put pressure on it. But as I say, we can now start getting in the garden, which would be nice. And I've got loads of sort of packets of seeds that I've managed to pick up on my journeys. So that will be getting them all going, hopefully in the little lean-to polytunnel thing, which will probably not, I've not heard good things about it. But do you find that people only really leave reviews when they're dissatisfied. You very rarely leave a review, do you? If you're happy with something, you just think, oh, that's good. And then, you carry on. But if you're really disgruntled about something, you want to vent, don't you? So I think sometimes you have to try these things. That's the way I look at it as well. You get the sort of main frame, and then it's a bit like a gazebo, it needs a lot of repair work doing on it, but our decking is also in because it's been so damp that the moss is just on another level. Yeah. But I have still really been enjoying the knitting. As I say, I've done a hell of a lot of squares. They've all then got to be sewn together, which I have left quite long tails to help sew them together. But see how that's meant to pop up like that. But yeah, that's what's been going on of late. Got some new, we've got electric head clippers, but I don't like using them if hubby isn't home. So we got some manual shears, really sharp, nice, so that I can just do a little bit. But I'll miss this project. I mean, I will do another couple of little things for the baby. But I've done so many of these squares now that I don't even have to look at the pattern anymore. And I just love to just sit there and knit away without even having to think about it. But I'm sure there'll be other things that I can get knitting. To say, I will show you the little greenhouse when I've set it up. It would just give me that extra room to. I mean, I don't grow vegetables. I only grow flowers for the garden, and sometimes I give them away to family. If I've got a lot, then I give them away. The idea is to have the garden bursting with colour, which it did well last year. I was sort of hoping for it to be a bit more, but you always want more, don't you? Not much going on. But I thought even when there's not much going on, I'll still come on and chit chat, let you know. I'm always crafting something, and in the summer I'm always in the garden doing something. So it's not like there won't be anything to film, because there will always be something to film. Oh, the B&M, we went into B&M at the weekend, and I think because they've put so much into that store, tried to get so much in, and it was so busy, maybe because it had just opened Saturday, it was heaving in there and the aisles weren't very wide, and I just got to the point where it was like, I'm not enjoying this, I've got to get out. And then once my brain says I've got to get out, I've got to get out. And it was like, I'm going to get into a panic in a minute if I don't find the exit. So it's kind of put me off going in there now, which is a shame because I really like B&M, but I'm hoping sort of in time rush will die down. I mean, most of it in there is taught. But they do sometimes have a couple of nice little decor bits or garden bits. So I didn't get to show you the ladybirds last week because it's typical whenever I say we're going to go in the garden or I'm vlogging, the same as today. It's not nice. It just knows I want to show you stuff. But we've got plenty of time. Only just stepped into spring, haven't we? I mean, the clocks haven't even sprung forward yet. See the little, this one's got it on, I'll show you. I'm hoping I'll be able to get it out and show you. Look, can you see? I don't know if you can see the little rust marks. I'm not happy about that at all. I'm hoping I'll be able to get them out. I've only got 3 of the blocked ones there. That's probably confusing myself. I'm good at doing that. Oh, goodness me. Not the sharpest tool in the box, let's just put it that way. But we get there, and it baffles me how I manage it. Because it's just to say, oh, goodness me, what's that? Not quite a T-pin, that one. As I say, I've put my straw flower seeds are really coming up. But I'm hoping to just, because I've got all the equipment, all the gear and no idea, all the seed trays all ready. And I've been very good. I haven't, apart from those 3 lots that I've sowed, I've not jumped right in. I'm going to wait for that to come and then just slowly do them. And because I think last year I maybe did do them too early, I just get carried away and want to get started, you know, but I've really sort of controlled myself this year. So that's got a little bit of rust on it as well. Thing is, they weren't soaked. I put them in a towel and absorbed most of the moisture. So they were just damp. They weren't soaking wet. So it's just something you've got to be careful of, isn't it? There are so many. I've done, there's about 80 odd in there at the moment. So I had to do 96, so I'm very close. Very close to. And then I've got to stitch them together, and then I've got to border them. A border, which I'm looking at which sort of border I want to do for it at the minute. But yeah, I've really, really enjoyed the blanket, and I think knitting just really takes you out of it. Just very meditative. Right, I'm going to carry on doing this. It's going to take me a while to block all these, and obviously I've not quite got all of the blocks knitted yet, but I'm nearly there. So I'll either come back with more later, or I will see you in the next vlog. So this will either be the end of this one or not, because I never know whether something else is going to pop up that I want to show. But I'm sure you won't want to be sticking around while I'm doing this. So I'm going to carry on with these, and I may pop back later. If I don't, I will see you in the next one. So, bye for now.